Now, if you pay close attention, you can see there's clearly a Koopa conspiracy.
You might find yourself deeper in the Koopa
Koopas have a
conspiracy.
monopoly over the
As you
construction
see,
of Toad's home.
Morton
The Koopa
owns the
conspiracy
Amari
only
Construction
clearly
Company.
The Koopas own every.
And finally, the question for everyone at home: how did the Koopa conspiracy begin?
Well, honestly, it started off as a joke, but then I realized I was onto something. So what exactly is the Koopa conspiracy? Well, that's a hard question. There's actually a lot of facets to this theory. So in this video, I'm going to go further into detail into what exactly they are. A basic definition of it would be the theory that Koopas control the Mushroom Kingdom's media, economy, and politics. Now, you may be thinking, that's blatantly Koop-phobic. Here's why: it's actually not. Koop-phobia refers to the prejudice, hatred, and otherwise fear of the Koopa species. Now, I hold no hatred towards Koopas. I just want to spread facts and further understanding of how the Mushroom Kingdom's economy and media is corrupt and unjust. If you pay close attention to the billboards around Crown City, you can find 3 billboards owned by a company named Koopa Construction, stating that I quote, "build your dreams, your towns, and your homes." The reason why I bring this up is to talk about just what in particular they've built and how important they are to the Mushroom Kingdom's economy. If you look at the images in the billboard, you can see that not only do they build Toad's homes, they also build the cities, and they even build science centers like DK Spaceport. Not only that, but this isn't the only Koopa-owned construction business. We see in Choco Mountain and Mario Circuit that there are 2 other construction companies, Morton Construction and Thwomp Construction. Now we know Thwomp Construction can't be owned by Thwomps, because studies have shown that Thwomps have the mental capacity of a 5-year-old toad. So we can only assume it's another Koopa-owned business, considering the fact Thwomps are generally Bowser advocates, voters, and workers. And Morton Construction is just another example of a blatantly Koopa-owned company, which we'll soon find is not always the case. If you pay attention to the shipping containers outside of Toad's factory, you find that they all have one distinct feature: a Koopa shell. Now, what can we take from this? Well, first we have to look at the logo on the other side of the shipping container, which shows its owner, Toad Manufacturing. Now, you may be thinking, what does this have to do with the Koopa conspiracy? Well, let's take a look at the logo upside down. What was once a power mushroom is now a Koopa shell. What this proves is that Toad Manufacturing is simply another company owned by the Koopas. It's under the guise that it's owned by Toads, and Toads work for it, but it's actually owned by Koopas. While on the topic of Koopa-owned businesses, I can't neglect to mention the most influential and powerful business in the Mushroom Kingdom, MKTV. Now, what are some things we know about MKTV? Well, we actually know very little, despite it being the most advertised business in the Mushroom Kingdom. What we do know about MKTV is its CEO and logo is a Lakitu, and we know Lakitu are just another species of Koopa. The Koopas are in complete control of the Mushroom Kingdom's media, press, and marketing, and Koopa sympathizers want to say the news isn't biased, despite numerous accounts of MKTV withholding or straight up restricting information from being released. And if you thought it ended there, you can also find right next to MKTV, Roy Smooth Sounds, which is another Koopa-owned business that is considered one of the most successful businesses in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Time to take a pic.
Koopa Troopa Beach is a party island only for the highest ranking political individuals in the Mushroom Kingdom. Not even I know what truly goes on there besides the races, but I have done some digging and I have a list of people who've been to these island parties. And it includes some big names like Princess Peach, Bowser, and even Daisy of the Sarasa Empire. The implications of this are extreme, and I can't confirm if this list is even real, but if it is, it's not just Bowser who's part of this conspiracy, but every high-ranking political figure in the Mushroom Kingdom.
I am not crazy! I am not crazy.
Putting all the evidence together, we can come to the conclusion that the Mushroom Kingdom's media is lying to us. They control everything. They control Toad businesses. They build and rent to Toads. Peach pretends to get kidnapped every month. They put lead in our medicine so I won't realize the truth. I'm telling you, I am not crazy. I'm not crazy. The Koopas own everything, and you thinking I'm crazy is the reason we'll never know. If I'm silenced, just know it wasn't me, it was them. Hey, I just want everyone to know this is not a political statement. This is just supposed to be a funny video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time.